So, today on my show, we're going to talk about Donald Trump, the greatest comeback ever. So, everyone likes to talk about, hola, hi, Watchman, thanks for watching. Everybody likes to talk about Trump and they say he's R and they don't understand how he's president. And Trump is going to do a lot of great things for this country. Donald Trump, everybody likes to talk about Project 2025, but Trump has Agenda 47, okay? And he talks about declaring a war on the cartels. Like, I think this is my favorite one ever. He deliberately says he's gonna take down the cartels the same way that we took down T's like ISIS. So I think that's a great agenda because it definitely helps with the S trafficking that's going on. People don't want to talk about the S trafficking, but there's definitely a lot of S trafficking going on. He's also going to end the veteran homelessness in America. There are millions and millions of homeless people all over the country. People don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the homelessness in America. He's also going to affect he's going to end welfare for illegal people that are here, undocumented, however you want to put it. He's going to end that. So I think that's great for America. It's great for our country because we have to defend the wealth of hardworking American families. He also talks about higher education. A lot of people like to say that, us Trump supporters, as if we're not we're educated and that we don't know anything. That's all lies. That's a lie that they like to say, as if we don't know anything, but that's not true. I mean, I have 3 degrees. I have a master's degree. I worked very hard for my degrees, but I know there are many, many people that unfortunately did not have the opportunity to have a higher education. So the American Academy, it allows us, like Watchmen said, definitely need to eradicate the cartels, but also the globalists. Absolutely. Trump is going to clean up society. He's going to clean up the world. He's going to help the whole world. Donald Trump's presidency is good for America, okay? It's good for the whole world. The whole world is happy about it because many people are now coming to the table to come and negotiate ending certain conflicts that are going around in the world. Hamas has now said that they want to come to the table. Ukraine, Russia, they are now coming to the table. And I predict by the end of 2025, there will be an end to all of those conflicts that I just named out. But yeah, so the American Academy, basically what Trump is going to do is he's going to have a school where people are going to be able to come and get credits. And then government contractors and government organizations are going to have to acknowledge those credits, and they'll have to be able to give jobs. Many people want to have a higher education, but they can't afford it. Many people want a higher education, but they don't have the time or the resources. So I think that this is great because a smart, strong America is a good America for for United States, for us as a people, but also for the world. He also did a message to America's auto workers. He felt like the auto workers were getting ripped off. Although I know yesterday there was an announcement that there was 1,000 people laid off from GM. I was on a live and people were trying to blame Trump for that, but that's not Trump's fault. Those decisions were made long before Trump was elected in. What did those people have? A crystal ball that they knew? So they said, oh, we got to end this. No, that's not what happened. Unfortunately, the last 4 years have done a destruction to all economies. And we're starting to see the effects of it, guys. Inflation was the highest it's been in many years. The numbers came out and it's super duper high. Also, President Trump pledged to homeschool families. He's going to give a credit of $10,000 to people that have kids that are being homeschooled. There are many people that homeschool their kids. Unfortunately, I don't have the patience for it. God bless. But the same time, because they do, now people can have that credit. So I think it's a great thing. If you guys homeschool, let me know if you homeschool. I think it's great if you homeschool. President Trump's 10 principles for great schools leading to great jobs. He has principles for great schools. He wants to better our education system. I know people are talking about, he's going to close the Department of Education. Well, it's a failing department. Why would we keep something alive that was failing? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would we keep something alive and going that's failing? He also has, America must have the number one lowest cost energy and electricity on earth. This is great, guys. Like, we need to hone in on our energy and electric resources so we're not so gas dependent. We don't want to keep being dependent on gas. We also have returning to production of essential medicines back to America and ending Biden's pharmaceutical shortages. As part of his plan, he wants to obtain total independence from China, okay? He wants to phase in tariffs and import restrictions to bring back production in all essential medicines to the United States of America where they belong. He said he's going to sign an executive order to begin this process, or he did that already in 2020, but Biden shamefully ended it. Okay, guys, like, a lot of this is not Trump's fault. Like, I know the Democrats are going to tell you that it's all Trump's fault. Trump bad, Trump. But the reality is we have to undo the last 4 years. We have to unburden what's been done. Okay, like in Kamala's words, President Trump calls for a death penalty to human tease. I don't want to say the word, but basically, if you are found like if you are convicted of human tea, he wants to do a death penalty. Like, you guys, like, I don't think people realize, but there are hundreds and thousands of little girls and women that go missing. And where did they go? We don't know where they went. And people are not acknowledging that they are missing, okay? And we need to do something about that. Where are they going? Well, they're probably being human teed, okay? Unfortunately, like, that's the reality of it. He wants to rescue America's auto industry from Joe Biden's disastrous job-killing policies. So basically, they were trying to focus on electric cars, which they don't work. I live in Florida, and I personally don't want an electric car, and I'm going to tell you why. If you drive an electric car through water, they die. Like, why would that be good? Also, we don't have the infrastructure to charge electric cars. So that's the reality. It's not a work. We don't have the resources to have electric cars be possible. Also, if you drive far distances, the electric car doesn't last long. Like, how would that work? You're going to drive, like, from here to like, for example, I live in Florida. So from, like, let's say Jacksonville to Miami, like, the car would be dead by Orlando. And then, like, how are you going to charge it? Like, there's not a way to charge it. That's the problem. But, you know, so we definitely need to tap into other resources other than gas. So I do agree with that. But at the same time, people need to realize that, unfortunately, it's not possible right now. Also, Trump is going to rebuild America's depleted military. Like, I don't know, the media is not telling you this, but there is a shortage of soldiers. Nobody wants to join the military right now. We need to bring back love for our country, and we need to have people wanting to join the military. He has a plan to rebuild America's depleted military. He wants to address the military recruitment crisis again. At least he's acknowledging it. The last 4 years, Democrats won't acknowledge that and restore the proud culture and honor of America's armed forces. Now, if you're being told that to hate our country and not to love us, why would you join a military that you hate? No, we have to love our country. We have to put America first and love our country. Now, America first, people say sometimes that, like, that's a racist term, but I really don't think it's not. It's about love for our country. And then protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs infecting the educational institutions. The reality is, guys, the indoctrination at our schools are real. You know, people go, you send your kid to college, and then they're told these things about our country and about Marxism. And it's not true. It's not real. Like, I will tell you, I went to college, and it is so, like, 87% of college professors are liberal left leaning. Okay. And imagine those are the people teaching our kids. Agenda 47, cementing fair and reciprocal trade with the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. Under the Reciprocal Trade Act, other countries will have two choices. They'll get rid of the tariffs on us, or they will pay us hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will make an absolute fortune. So, like, we got to really talk about this, folks. This whole tariffs thing, like, people are freaking you out. Like, we're not going to be able to afford anything under the tariffs. Like, that is not true. He's going to put the pressure on other countries to drop tariffs, so the cost of goods will go down. Also, he will put the pressure on American companies to stop going to these outside companies and doing business. Think about it, folks. If he's saying you're shipping in goods from India, for example, and we're going to charge you $1 million in tariffs, you could come and create American jobs here, and we won't charge you that much in taxes. Think about the trade of that. That's actually going to help us, one, with jobs, and two, with the lower cost of goods. Agenda 47, using impoundment of cut, waste, stop inflation, and crush the deep state. He will use the president's long recognized impoundment power to squeeze the bloated federal bureaucracy for massive savings. This will be in the form of tax cuts. Guys, he talks about something pretty radical, getting rid of the income tax. Like, I don't think people understand that the income tax started during World War I, and it was only supposed to last for like 6 months to a year, and then they continued to renew it over and over again. It wasn't supposed to be a long-term thing. We are so in love with taxes, you guys. And then we love to say, oh, but big companies don't pay taxes. Well, I don't think we should pay taxes. We should not be paying income tax. The only tax I personally think we should be paying are taxes on goods and services, not income tax. Not all. Why should we work in this country? Go to work. What's the benefit of working? Like, I did my Broke Woke show last night, and there's a TikTok influencer on here. They brag and they say that they don't have to go to work. And now that Trump's getting in office, now they have to go back to work. I was like, great. My hard-earned tax-paying dollars will no longer pay you not to work. Now, there are people in this country, and I acknowledge it. There are people in this country that honestly, they cannot work. And I get that. They deserve Social Security. If they are sick, they're older, good. I'm all for it. I'm all for Social Security for those people. What we are against are the able-bodied 30-something-year-olds that are choosing not to work because the government will send them a check. It happens. Whether people want to acknowledge it, it happens. Agenda 47, another thing. He wants to address the rise of, thank you, Andre. You guys hit the like button if you're joining us. Really appreciate it. He's addressing the rise of chronic childhood illnesses. Now, people make fun of RFK. They make fun of his voice. Like guys, I know he's not the easiest person to listen to. I get that. But how about you go read a transcript of what he's talking about? They give our kids so many shots. I'm not going to say what they are because I don't want to get shut down. And we didn't need that in the 70s and 80s. Why do we need it now? Why do we need it now? We didn't need it. So the reality is this. Because we didn't need it, we don't need it anymore. Okay. And it's not bettering our children. The rise of chronic childhood illnesses. There is so many cases of obesity with our children and autism and all sorts of things. Why? Why is there so many more now than there was in the 60s and 50s and 70s? Why? We need to be asking ourselves that. Now, that's for you to go do research because I don't want my life to get shut down. But open your minds. Like, there is a reason why people are so against it. Yeah, they are actively suppressing my life. That's okay, Watchmen. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it going. They can suppress all they want, but those that want to hear the truth will hear truth. You know, hit the like button. That's really what we need to do. We really need to hit the like button, guys, because there needs to be like, people really need to open their eyes and open their mind because there is active suppressing. Okay. Yeah. And I'm aware of that, but we're not going to let that stop us, guys. We're really not going to let that stop us. We're going to keep pushing through. It's okay. It's okay if they are, because they can shut it down in silence as long as they want. But once we share it and we share it to our friends, there's only so much shutting down that they can do. So anyways, Agenda 47, ending the scourge of drug addiction in America. So guys, the reality is, we have a problem with drug addiction in this country, okay? Many people are addicted to not just, the hard drugs. It's the pain pills. It's stuff that you probably don't even think about. And they're coming in through the open border. And that's what they're not telling you. Too often our public health establishment is too close to Big Pharma. They take a lot of money. Big Pharma. And they don't want you to ask the tough questions about what is happening to our children's health, to what's happening to our country's health. It is so easy, guys, to become addicted, unfortunately. They don't teach us pain management. They don't teach us like other things other than taking pills. Like, I was in a car accident like in June. And I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like, what can I do? Oh, no, take this, take that. And it didn't help my pain. It really didn't. It actually made me more miserable. It made me more unhealthy. What helped was homeopathic things, losing weight, strength training, massage, things like that. But they don't want to focus on that. Why? Because they want us to become attached and hooked on these pills, unfortunately. We will see our 250th year and independence in 2026. I believe that Elon Musk and what's the guy's name? Vivek Ramaswamy, Doge, the Department of Efficiency that they created, I believe they're gonna cut back. And it's gonna be uncomfortable at first, especially for government workers. But unfortunately, we have to move forward, guys. Like the ways we were going was not working. That's the reality. And people don't want to tell you that, but that is the reality. It unfortunately was not working. Thank you guys for sharing the live. I really appreciate you for sharing it with more than 10 friends. Again, if you guys know someone that really needs to hear about Agenda 47, invite them to this live, because many people are going to tell you Agenda 47 is Project 2025 is bad. No, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be talking all about the greatest comeback ever, because Donald Trump did the greatest comeback ever. And truly, we need to share it, because reality is, guys, you don't have to like Trump. And if you don't like him, that's fine. But you need to know what is going to happen in the next 4 years. And I'm going to put the truth out there and tell you what he's about to do. Next thing, Agenda 47, Day 1, Executive Order, ending citizenship for children of illegals and outlawing birth tourism. As part of his plan to secure the border on Day 1 of his new term in office, he's going to sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that under the correct interpretation of the law going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic U.S. citizenship. Now, this is a scary thing, especially for a child of immigrants. I'm not going to lie to you, but listen to the term he uses, illegal aliens. Okay, if your family Andre said Project 2025 is Agenda 47. Yeah, you can feel that. You have that right. But like the buzzwords are there, guys. Illegal aliens. Illegal. Okay? That's the word. Illegal. Okay? Illegal. Illegal. That's the word. And if you are not here legally, if the first act that you do is you break the law but not coming in the right way, why should you get the benefit of birthright citizenship? Okay? Now, he's not talking about legal people. See, and that's where they scare people. And they say, oh, Agenda 47 is Project 2025. No, it's not the same. So it's not the same. Agenda 47, protecting students from the radical left and Marxist maniacs infecting educational institutions. For many years, tuition costs at colleges and universities have been exploded. And I mean absolutely exploding. True. And while academics have been assessed with indoctrinating America's youth, the time has come to reclaim our once great educational systems from the radical left, and we will do that. He's going to cut the cost, guys. He's going to make sure that we're controlling what our kids are being taught, even at the college level. You're not going to get these federal dollars if you're going to be teaching students to hate America, okay? You're not going to be getting this federal dollars. You're not. This is the reality. He wants to end the nightmare of the homeless, drug addicts, and dangerously deranged. For a small fraction of what we spend upon Ukraine, we could take care of every homeless veteran in America. Our veterans are being treated horribly. You know, you guys, that's very true. You serve this country, you go to war, you come back, you're not whole anymore. You have mental issues, unfortunately, from seeing the destruction of war. You have health issues from recount the vote. Of course, you guys would say that. Cry about it. Yeah, like, so unfortunately, you know, like the veterans in this country are not respected. Every time I meet a veteran, and I want you guys to do the same, thank them for their service. Thank them for their service. My mother served in the armed forces. It was the greatest thing she ever did. It gave her a step up in this country. It gave her to love this country. It gave her a reason to be a part of this country. Serving in the military is amazing, and I truly, truly feel like everyone should serve. Like in Israel, it's required to serve. It's a requirement to serve in the military, okay? They don't tell you that, but it is a requirement. And now I'm not necessarily saying we should make it a requirement here, but there needs to be some buy-in to this country. We don't have buy-in. You guys wanted many recounts in the past. Yeah. True. Andre, you don't understand the Democrats are on board with the globalists. That is my biggest thing. And that's what I tell Andre. I said, Andre, listen, don't believe what they're telling you. There's a reason why 76 million Americans voted for Trump. There is a reason for it, okay? The reason is we're ending the establishment. Trump is the greatest. He is the greatest. He's the greatest president ever. And I truly, truly believe that, guys. He is the greatest. And the fact that the whole establishment and the whole media was against him, that was a red flag to everyone. When you couldn't afford You couldn't afford your grocery bill. When you're paying $6 for a gallon of milk, when Trump was in office, we were paying $2.45 for a gallon of milk. Now it's $6, guys. $6 for a gallon of milk. It makes you wonder why the whole media was against him, okay? Now back to my Agenda 47. I like orange skin too. I go tanning all the time. Agenda 47. Liberating America from Biden's regulatory onslaught. No longer will unelected members of the Washington swamp be allowed to act as the fourth branch of our republic. And that's the thing, guys. There is so much lobbyists. Oh my God, there's so much lobbyists. There's so much deep state lobbyists. You know, our country is really controlled by lobbyists. It's not just here in the US. It's been worldwide. Absolutely. It has been worldwide. But what the media is not telling you is the whole world is happy for Trump. Majority of the world is glad Trump got elected in. Even our adversaries are glad, because you know why? They finally realize that there is a reasonable person in power that they can have a conversation with. They're no longer going to be talking to the establishment. Okay. And anyways, Agenda 47, firing the radical Marxist prosecutors, destroying America. Okay. If we cannot restore the fair and impartial rule of law, we will not be a free country. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had mixed feelings about Mount Gaetz being elected in, or being selected, or his pick for attorney general. But what I realized that Trump is doing is, he needs someone loyal to him. And two, he needs, okay, bye. Yeah, girl, bye to you. And two, he needs someone that is going to put his foot into them. He needs someone that is going to keep it going. He needs someone that's not going to let up off of them. They didn't let up off of Trump the last 4 years, so we can't let up off of them. We cannot let up off of them, okay? We have to keep it going. We have to keep going. We can't stop it, guys. And, you know, the Make America Great Again platform, you know, you guys see the hat. That's what this is about. It's about not letting up off. Make America strong again. Make America wealthy again. Make America smart again. That's what we're doing, guys. That's really what it is. Next thing, Agenda 47. President Trump's plan to dismantle the deep state and return power to the American people. Ending the deep state, royal bureaucrats and career politicians, and government corruption. This is big, guys. This is big. The country is being ruled and controlled by deep state rogue bureaucrats. You know, I watch. Thank you, Andre, for sharing the live. Thank you. Even though we're not on the same side, sometimes politically, I really appreciate you. Thanks for the hat. I watched an interview with on PPD's podcast with Chris Cuomo and what's that guy's name? Anyways, a right-wing guy, and Charlie Kirk. And you know, I have to agree with them. They said it was malfeasance that the last 4 years, our government was aware that our border was so open and they did nothing against it. Charlie Kirk went as far as and saying a very extreme term, which I won't repeat, but I don't think it was extreme as Charlie Kirk said. But I will say it is malfeasance. It's corruption. It's misrepresentation of government. I need another hat. Now, this is the best hat ever. Make America great. Make America strong. Make America smart again. We doing all of that. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I think it is malfeasance. You knew how open the border was, yet you continued to not try to stop it, guys. Like, and I know people are going to say, well, listen, immigration is good for us. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to be the MAGA that tells you immigration is bad, shut the border, never have any immigrants here. No, we need to control the border. We need to regulate the border. And that's really where we're at, guys. That's really where we're at. Ending Biden's war on the suburbs that pushes the American dream further from reach. President Donald Trump has his plan to end Biden's war on America's suburbs. That every state, county, and city submit quality plans to the federal government will push the American dream out of reach for countless American families. There is no equality, unfortunately. There is none. And you know, I know why people are scared. I totally get that. I get why it's scary. It is scary to know that, you know, you've been told Agenda 47 is Project 2025. I get that. I would be scared too. If I really trusted the media still, I would be scared too. Agenda 47. Joe Biden has been a disaster for the economy. President Trump highlighted the importance of not bailing out banks that have collapsed under Joe Biden's disastrous economy of higher inflation and soaring interest rates. To buy a car right now, it's like 10% plus interest rates. Credit cards, 30% plus interest rates. How can we live under that? Donald Trump proposes a 10% max on interest rates for credit cards. That is reasonable. 10% on a credit card is reasonable. I just wish Donald Trump would take it a step further and help with student loans. I don't even want my student loans erased, guys. And I know, as most millennials will tell you, yeah, we want our free student loans. No, I don't care about that. I want to pay back every dime I paid that I took out. But I want to pay it back with the reasonable interest rates. How can you pay back student loans with a 50% interest rates? Legit, my interest rates are 45%. And I'm not lying. Who can pay that back? When I left school with my master's degree 11 years ago, I owed $35,000. You know how much I owe now, guys? $95,000 11 years later. Who can live like that? That's the reality. Who can live like that? No one can live like that. And again, I really like Joe Biden's plan to try to get rid of the student loans. I really appreciate that. But I don't want it erased again. I just want reasonable interest rates. I wish he would have took that on instead of saying, let's erase student loans. I wish he would have took that on instead of saying that. Because I really feel like people would understand the concept more if it was presented like that. And yeah, I think that'll be my focus the next 4 years with my podcast. Lower interest rates for student loans. Hashtag lower interest rates. I think that might be my push. Anyways, preventing World War III. Trump explains the difference between the globalist establishment class and those who are truly committed to stopping the Ukraine war and dismantling the entire neocon, nation-building, industrial complex in Washington, D.C. Folks, we were so close to World War III, so close. I am optimistic, and I'm going to tell you why. The mainstream media is not going to tell you this. As soon as Trump got in power, Hamas called up and said, hey, we're willing to talk. We're willing to negotiate to end this. Russia called up, hey, we need to negotiate an ending. They're not going to tell you that, but they finally were talking about that. Agenda 47, a new quantum leap to revolutionize the American standard of living. It's time to start talking about greatness for our country again. Okay? Reverse